Hey guys, Jake Allen here. Today I'm at Takamine Guitars and I want to show you a new preamp. This is a CT4-DX preamp, which is a very versatile pre for using either one or two pickups. Me personally, when I'm on stage, I like to not only use the palathetic pickup that's in all Takamine guitars, but I'll often add a transducer pickup inside the guitar to get a little bit more of that body sound. And when I do this, it's important to have a lot of control over the sound of that transducer and its EQ settings to avoid feedback and obviously to complement the sound in a good way. So the great thing about the CT4-DX is that we have plenty of tone controls, including 2 notch filters and 4 bands of EQ. Now this EQ changes depending on which mode you're in. There's 2 modes to this preamp. There's dual pickup mode and there's single pickup mode. If you have it set in single pickup mode, the EQ has 4 bands, a low, low mid, and a high. And then you have 2 notch filters for that single pickup, which can range from attenuating that certain frequency from either 12 dB or 6 dB. And it's great for eliminating feedback and also just cutting mids or just making the sound a little bit sweeter. When we switch over to dual pickup mode, the EQ controls change a bit, and the first 2 sliders become a low and high control for the palathetic pickup, and then we have a notch filter for the palathetic pickup, again, which can be attenuated by 12 or 6 dB. And then we go over here to the next 2 sliders, and that becomes a low and a high for the transducer pickup. And then also we have this notch filter for the transducer pickup. And then here we have a mix knob to where we can blend however much we want between the palathetic and the transducer. In addition to that, you have your volume and you have a onboard tuner. So as far as a live on-stage preamp, something that you can really get in there and manage your tone in intricate detail, the CT4-DX is really the preamp that you're going to want to try out. Okay, so we're currently in single pickup mode. I'm just going to show you guys the EQ a little bit here. First off, one of my favorite things about this preamp is its massive low end. So if you have the low end set flat, it sounds pretty good. But as you dial it up, you kind of reach this threshold and this sweet spot where it really takes on this kind of 3D big character. And you know, depending on how much you dial in, you can get this great size out of this sound. We also have the low mid and high mid adjustable sliders. And a high up here. Add some extra shimmer. I'm going to talk about the notch filters a little bit. So these 2 top notch filters, they're adjustable between, you know, about 100 Hertz and 5K. Actually, it goes under 100 Hertz a little bit too, into the sub range. But as this button is outward, we are attenuating the signal 6 dB, and if we click it in, we're attenuating 12 dB. So turn the knob to select the frequency that you want to attenuate. And we'll just cycle through until we find something that sounds better with taking it out. Maybe there at about 250 Hertz. Now if that's a little bit too much, you can just click that button and it gives you back 6 dB of that frequency. We also have a second notch filter, so if you're experiencing any kind of problematic areas with feedback, you can really dial it in and take care of multiple resonant frequencies that might cause you trouble on stage. Okay, so now we have the CT4-DX set to dual pickup mode, which is going to change the controls a bit. I'm going to start out by showing you guys just what the guitar sounds like with only the transducer pickup engaged. So there's a transducer inside the guitar just under the bridge here. And it's going to give us that kind of natural mic'd guitar sound. So let's see what that sounds like. So that's a nice sound as far as sounding natural and, you know, kind of that old rustic acoustic sound. But what I'm really missing personally is some more bottom end and a little bit of that kind of reinforcement and well-balanced tone of the palathetic pickup. So let's jump over to the palathetic all the way and see what just that pickup sounds like on its own. So now let's see what happens when we kind of mix the best of both worlds. And I'm going to set the blend knob to just in the middle between these two pickups. So we're getting about 50% transducer and 50% palathetic. Let's see what we got. The CT4-DX has a chromatic tuner on board, which is very easy to operate. To turn it on, simply press the tuner button and tune accordingly. If you press it again, it'll actually start blinking, and what this does is it mutes the guitar so the audience doesn't hear you tuning. Press it one more time to exit tuner mode, and you're ready to play. This other function is a pitch function that actually calibrates the tuner to something other than A440. So, for example, if you're playing with a piano player and his instrument isn't exactly in tune, say he's a few cents off, but you want to be in tune with him, simply press the pitch button and cycle through the frequencies until you find the frequency that best suits that piano or any given instrument. And now, the tuner is ready to tune to the frequency of the other instrument. So the tuner feature on this preamp is very simple, intuitive, and powerful. For more information, visit esptakamine.com.